On Easter Monday, April 21st, 2025, the world froze. Pope Francis, the man who led 1.4 billion Catholics, died just hours after blessing thousands in Rome. Easter, a day of life, hope, resurrection, became the day his heart stopped. Coincidence? Or a sign from God himself? Have you ever felt a moment so big it gave you chills? Maybe a strange twist in your life that seemed too perfect to be random? That's what millions are feeling now. The problem? Nobody agrees on what this means. Is it a divine message for the church to rise again, a warning, or just a cruel accident? Stick with me as we unravel 5 mysteries that'll make you question everything.
Before we delve in deeper, please take 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on similar videos. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Back to our discussion.
Mystery number 5. Why Easter Monday? Easter isn't just another Sunday. It's the biggest day in Christianity, when Jesus rose from the dead, promising life after death. Pope Francis, at 88, knew this was his moment. On Easter Sunday, he rolled through St. Peter's Square in his Pope-mobile, waving, smiling, even kissing babies. The crowd roared, "Viva il Papa!" But here's the twist. Doctors had begged him to rest. He'd just spent 38 days in the hospital fighting pneumonia. Yet he insisted on being there, blessing the faithful. Then, less than 24 hours later, at 7:35 a.m. on Easter Monday, he was gone. Why that exact moment? Some say it's poetic. Francis, who lived like Jesus, humble, fighting for the poor, left on a day tied to eternal life. Others see a deeper nudge. The church is struggling. Fewer people go to Mass in places like Europe. Scandals linger. Could his death be a call to resurrect the faith? The timing feels too perfect, like a script written in the stars. Or did Francis push himself too hard, knowing his time was short? What do you think? Pure chance or something more? Mystery number 4. His shocking collapse. Francis wasn't a stranger to sickness. A lung surgery when he was young, bronchitis, and that brutal pneumonia in 2025 had worn him down. But after leaving the hospital on March 23rd, he seemed to bounce back. He met U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance on Easter Sunday, chatting and joking. He even climbed into the Pope-mobile, defying his doctors. Hours later, a stroke hit like lightning. He slipped into a coma, and heart failure followed. By morning, he was gone. The Vatican's report was clear: stroke, heart issues, diabetes. But the speed stunned everyone. How does someone go from blessing crowds to a coma in a blink? Some faithful believe his body held on just long enough to finish Easter, like a marathon runner crossing the finish line before collapsing. Others wonder if there's a spiritual angle. Did his soul align with Easter's message of passing to new life? What's your take? Could this be more than medicine can explain? Mystery number 3. His last act. Easter Sunday was Francis's final stage. Too weak to speak, he let Archbishop Diego Revelli read his Urbi et Orbi blessing, a call for peace in places like Ukraine and Gaza. The crowd didn't care about his silence. They cheered, waved flags, shouted his name. Then, in his Pope-mobile, he rode through the square, a frail figure in white, raising his hand to bless them one last time. Hours later, he was gone. That image, Francis, sick but stubborn, blessing his people, has the world talking. Was this his final gift, mirroring Jesus' sacrifice for others? Some theologians say his death right after ties to Easter's story, suffering leading to glory. Others see a divine plan, like God chose this moment to mark Francis's mission of love for the outcast. It's almost too perfect, a pope who shunned luxury, dying after one last act of service. What does this moment mean to you? Is it just a sad end or something bigger? Mystery number 2, Brazil's rising star. Francis was the first Latin American pope born in Argentina, and he turned the church's eyes to the global south. His death on Easter Monday puts Brazil home to 130 million Catholics, the world's biggest flock, in the spotlight. The conclave to pick a new pope is set for May 2025, and Brazil's cardinals, like Odilo Scherer, could tip the scales. Francis picked most of the voters, many from places like Brazil, who share his vision of a welcoming church. Is this timing a sign? Brazil's faith is electric. Think packed churches, carnivals, hidden prayers. Some say Francis's death is a divine push for Brazil to lead, to carry the torch for a church that's struggling in the West. It feels like a handover, Latin America's moment to shine. Could Brazil shape the church's future? Mystery number 1, judgment or favor? Francis's 12-year reign split the church. He welcomed LGBTQ plus people, slammed greedy corporations, and fought for the planet. Progressives loved him, traditionalists didn't. After his death, social media lit up. Some called his Easter passing a warning, God's judgment for shaking things up. Others saw favor, a pope so holy, God took him on Easter to mark his work. The Easter link fuels both sides. Resurrection means triumph, but also judgment for some. There's no proof either way, just faith and feelings. Yet the debate rages. Is this a call for the church to unite or a sign of bigger fights ahead? What do you believe? Judgment, favor, or something else? And there you have it. 5 mysteries that make Pope Francis's death on Easter Monday, April 21st, 2025, unforgettable. From the eerie timing to Brazil's rise, these questions aren't just about one man. They're about faith, the church, and what's next for 1.4 billion Catholics. Was it a coincidence too strange to be random, or a divine sign pointing to a new path? What does this mean for you? Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.